Sir Mon?
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Mon Reyes. I'm one of your Associate Sales Director, and today we're going to have a very good webinar. By the way, thank you, Ms. Abayn, for that introduction. Today we're going to have a webinar about investment and how important it is. Okay, let me just share my screen. Okay, can everybody see my screen? Clear tayo? Can I have a thumbs up? All right, thank you very much, Abayn. Thank you very much. Okay, so today we're going to talk about wealthy mindset, your guide to achieving financial independence. Why is it important to have financial independence? I'll be able to answer that by giving you two short stories, okay? Yung first story ko is about somebody who worked for 30 years abroad. OFW siya, nag-work siya for 30 years. Ha? 30 years siya nag-work as a nurse sa abroad. Okay? Therefore, parang yung buong buhay niya or half of her life talagang naubos dun sa pagtatrabaho. And now, retired na siya. She's living alone. Walang kasama sa bahay. And she's only living with the amount of money na naipon niya. And now, namomroblema siya kung saan siya kukuha ng pera pang gastos doon sa pang-araw-araw niyang gastos. Okay? And then another story. So that's one story. And then another story is a story of a 35-year-old lady. Okay? At the age of 26, naisip niya nang mag-start mag-investment. Noong time na nakatira pa siya sa bahay ng parents niya, maliit masyado yung gastos niya, nagsimula na siyang mag-invest. And she started investing sa mga properties. Okay? Ang reason for doing that, because she wants to prepare for her future. Gusto niya at the age of 45, retired na siya. Which is a very good plan. My question is, dun sa dalawang stories, i-assess nyo yung sarili nyo. Nasaan kayo doon? Are you the one who would be retiring na hindi comfortable? Na poproblemahin yung panggastos araw-araw? Or are you the one who is preparing for your retirement and would easily say at the age of 45, kaya ko nang hindi magtrabaho kasi meron naman akong papasok na income through my investment? Okay, that's the reason why we are here right now, because we want to guide you to achieve that financial independence. Okay, now I want you to ponder on this. In every 100 Filipino who retire, only 2% lives comfortably because 98% failed to prepare for it. Okay? Wala naman talagang nagplano na mag-fail, right? Nobody in their right mind would say to themselves, I want to be miserable pagdating ng old age ko. Nobody in their right mind would think na gusto ko mahirap ako pagdating ng old age ko. But everybody wanted to be successful, to have a great achievement. However, most people really failed to prepare for it. Okay, and that's the reason why we're here again, to help you prepare for that. So the question is, how much is enough when you retire? Magkano nga ba kailangan mo pag nag-retire ka? Remember, pag nag-retire ka, ang nawawala lang is your salary. You haven't expired yet. So ano kailangan mo? Kailangan pa rin natin kumain. We only retired. We haven't expired yet. So we need to eat. And at that age of ours, medyo kailangan na nating maging choosy sa ating food. We need to have healthy food talaga. And sometimes it's going to be required to have organic food, which is more costly. Okay? And then another, shelter. Siyempre, kailangan natin na may matitirhan. If by then, nagre-renta ka pa, that's month rentals. Right? Month after month, magkakaroon ka ng rental. And even if you have your own home, remember, meron kang property tax na babayaran. And you have to maintain that home. Otherwise, mabubulok siya. So again, may gastos pa rin. And then sino ba naman gusto tumira sa bahay na walang tubig at kuryente? Of course, you have to pay for your utilities. And worse, ngayon, kailangan na rin natin ng Wi-Fi. It's also part of our essential to have an internet connection. Kasi dito tayo nakikipag-communicate. Dito most of the time nangyayari yung mga gusto nating gawin. Even shopping, even paying bills. Right? So it's already become an essential. Again, nadagdagan pa. Diba? So these are expenses. And by that age, mas kailangan na maging frequent yung ating visit sa ating doktor. Kasi medyo marami na tayo nararamdaman yan. And every time we go to our doctor, meron tayong dala yung result ng ating mga lab exams, which is costly as well. And paglabas natin ng clinic ng doctor, meron na naman tayong dalang papel. And this is our prescription. So meron na tayong medication. And some of us, sadly, some would have even maintenance medication, which you have to take religiously month after month after month. Otherwise, magdi-deteriorate yung ating health. Now, if you take a look at these expenses, these are not just one-time expenses. These are recurring expenses, meaning month after month after month, kailangan nating merong pera para i-cover lahat to. The question is, wala ka ng sweldo. Kasi retired ka na. No company would accept you anymore because of your age. So, saan mo kukunin yung pambayad dito sa mga gastusin na to? Okay? And that's what we're going to open your mind to. Now, let's look at your financial journey. Ngayon, we are still working, we are still capable of working. What we are receiving is what we call active income. Active income is when you participate, you're completely participating in making an income. Meaning, you put in your time, your skill, your effort in order to get your salary. So you are actually working for money. Okay? You're working hard, 8 to 5, tapos yung skills mo, binubuhos mo, yung effort mo, binubuhos mo, just to be able to get your salary. Now, out of this active income, of course, dyan mo kukunin yung pambayad mo ng bills, pambayad mo ng kung ano-ano, if you're abroad and sending money to the Philippines, pangbigay mo sa mga families mo, dyan mo kukunin lahat yan. And whatever is left, that's called your disposable income. By the way, I would say also to set aside to a lot, since we're talking about investment, kukunin mo rin from your active income yung iyong pang-invest. Okay, and whatever is left, you have to live with that. And that is called your disposable income. Meaning kahit gastusin mo yung natira, hindi ka guilty. It's guiltless spending. Okay? And then there is a third kind of income, which for me is the sweetest kind of income. And it's called passive income. Bakit sweetest kind of income? Kasi this is the type of income wherein you have very minimal or no participation at all in the business, yet income is coming in. And it's not just coming in one time, it's possibly coming in month after month after month. Passive income. Wala ka talagang ginagawa or very minimal lang yung participation mo, yet you're receiving income. O di ba? Sweetest kind of income. The thing is, you cannot really apply for a job that gives passive income. Hindi ka pwedeng pumunta sa company and say, I want to apply for a job, pero ayoko magtrabaho, gusto ko income lang. Di ba? Eh, yun yung passive income. Hindi ka nagtatrabaho pero meron kang income. So what do we do? The good news is we could actually create passive income. Yes, you can create passive income. And how do you do that? Through investing. Ano ba yung investing na yan? Investing is the act of allocating resources, usually money, with expectation of generating income or profit. So, what are we talking about here? Yung money mo, while you are doing your active income, you're setting aside, sabi ko nga kanina, di ba? You have to allocate amount for your investment. You're setting aside part of your active income to allocate for your investment now. So that in the future, this very same money will be the one to generate more money for you, or more income for you, or more profit for you. Okay? So you're setting aside money now, and then later on, this very same money would generate you income. In other words, your money will be working for you. Ang maganda sa pera, wala siyang day off. Walang maternity leave, walang vacation leave, hindi nagpapahinga yan. 24/7, it would continuously work with one objective, to earn you more money. Di ba ang ganda? Alright. So moving forward, what kind of investment we want you to go into? Property investment. And we want you to go into it now. Kasi today is really the perfect day, or now is the perfect time to go to investment. Question, bakit property investment? Ang daming investment portfolio dyan or investment vehicle. Why property investment? Because it has been proven that property investment is the most stable investment of them all. Okay? Doon sa iba kasi, nagdidepend sa trend yan eh. sa buy and sell or sa performance ng company. Unlike with property investment, ang tendency talaga niyan is to appreciate in value. Okay? And why else? Ano pa yung mga reason why property investing? First and foremost, it's hard and permanent asset. Meaning nahahawakan mo siya, nakikita mo siya, napapasok mo siya. You could actually say that this unit, this condominium unit is my investment. This is mine. Okay? With other investment, ano ibibigay sa'yo? Isang papel. Certificate that you own a stock or something. Isang papel na pag nasira or nawala mo or it get destroyed, you'll have a hard time getting a copy of it. Okay? With property, talagang makikita mo yung unit mo. And then another is no entry barrier in investing. With others, kailangan pag-aralan mo yan, trending na yan. You have to know about the trending, you have to know the performance of the company that you're going into. With stock market, with property investment, hindi mo kailangan mag-aral talaga. Ang iisipin mo lang, kaya ko bang bayaran to? Saan ang magandang location? Would this condominium unit or would this project fit my objective in going into property investing? And we would be able to help you with that. The reason why we invited you here is to discuss that with you para talagang tulungan kayo to go into property investing. Okay? I see somebody raising his hand. Yung mga questions po, it could be discussed after when we go to our break room. And then legacy purchase. Why? Kasi meron tayong title. We receive a title that proves our ownership of the unit. Meaning, bibigyan ka ng title and it's perpetual ownership. Pwedeng-pwede natin i-hand down yan sa ating mga heirs, sa ating anak, sa ating pamilya. Okay? Yan yung magiging legacy mo sa kanila. And since your objective is to go into property investing, you're not just handing out down a condominium unit, you're handing them down a business, a performing business, an earning business. And just imagine how happy they would be. Scalable investment. Okay, with other investment kasi wala sa iyo yung control. Ang control nasa trend, nasa economy, nasa government, okay, nasa broker mo. But with property investment, you have the control. You could actually determine magkano yung gusto mong kitain. And then you could scale. With this, magkano yung kailangan kong investment? Ilang units yung kailangan kong bilhin? Ilang units yung kailangan kong iparenta para ma-reach ko yung income na gusto ko or ma-surpass? Okay? You have control over your investment. You could actually determine how much you want to earn when you go to property investing. Growth potential. Yes, lalaki po yung unit nyo. I don't mean physically because your one-bedroom unit will remain one-bedroom unit through time. However, the value of your investment grows. Kasi through time, properties really appreciates. Okay? And with the proper professional maintenance team, talagang mag-grow yung ating investment or mag-a-appreciate yung value ng ating projects. Okay? And then finally, generate cash flow. Yes, cash is important. I agree with you completely. But more important than cash is cash flow. Remember yung mga expenses na pinakita ko kanina, months after months after months yan. If you only have cash, meaning may ipon ka lang, at yung ipon mo ang gagamitin mo pang bayad doon, ano mangyayari? Mauubos yung ipon mo. But if you have cash flow, by the way, what is cash flow? Cash flowing to you. Income happening every month. Okay? So kung meron kang cash flow, meron kang ini-expect na papasok sa'yo, you would be able to cover all those expenses. And if your cash flow is more than enough, you could actually enjoy your life. Magsha-shopping ka, magti-trip ka, and whatnot. Right? So it's important to have cash flow. And your property investing, when you go to property investing, you would actually generate cash flow. And I'll discuss that later. How could you generate cash flow? Now, how you earn from property investing? Of course, marami nagtatanong dyan. Paano nga ba kumita dyan? Property investing na yan. Okay, number one is rental. Rental income. Did you know na pwede nang iparenta yung mga condominium units and mataas magparenta ng condominium units. In fact, in our project sa may Bay Area, we could actually rent out a unit for 45,000 a month. Conservative figure pa yan. Okay? Some are even renting it out for 50, 55. Okay? But let's say 45 na lang. Para kang kumikita, para kang isang executive here in Manila na kumikita pa rin ng monthly income. Okay? And then what else? You could actually earn through future resale. Meaning you reserve a unit now, you get a unit now, let it pa-appreciate mo. Di ba sabi ko may growth potential yan? Pag nag-appreciate na ng value yan, pwede mo siya ibenta. And whatever the difference ng pinagkuhaan mo tsaka pinagbentahan mo, yun yung income mo. Okay? And then another one is mix of both. Meaning, right now, you could actually choose to have your unit rented out. So kumikita ng rental income. May rental income yung unit mo. And then later on in the future, when you're already happy with the appreciation, decide to sell it. So again, kikita na naman ng one time. Diba? Through the property appreciation. And guess what? Since meron kang tenant, meron ka na ring buyer. Kasi yung tenant mo, napamahal na yung unit niya sa kanya, napamahal na yung amenities sa kanya, napamahal na yung location sa kanya. And guess what? Pag inalok mo sa kanya yon, sabi mo, hey, I'm selling this condominium unit. Would you like to buy it? Ang sagot sa iyo, yes, sure. How much? So meron ka na kagad buyer. Hindi ka na mahihirapan maghanap pa ng buyer for that. So again, rental income, future resale, or mix of both. That's how you earn from property investing. Here is what Sue Orman said. She's a professional financial advisor. She said that owning a home is a keystone of wealth. Keystone of wealth, both financial affluence and emotional security. Which is true. Kasi the moment na ma-turn over sa iyo yung iyong property, you call this as your own property, nagkakaroon ka ng sense of achievement. Parang bucket list, nakapag-check ka sa bucket list, one of your goals has been achieved, right? And you feel na you're wealthier than you were before. Okay? And then emotional security, knowing the fact that when the day ends, meron ka matutulugan, meron ka mauuwian, you would be emotionally secured. Hindi ka kakaba-kaba na anytime, if you're renting out kasi anytime pwede kang paalisin with the right reason, pwede kang paalisin ng landlord mo. So wala kang security. However, the house is yours. If you own a home, talagang secured ka na meron kang mauuwian. And because of this, 78% of people want to own their own home. Ang laki niyan, ang laking percentage niyan. It's almost 80%. Halos lahat talaga gusto magkaroon ng sarili nilang bahay. But the sad reality is, 7 out of 10 people currently rent a home. 70% pa rin ang walang bahay na sarili. Rumerenta pa rin sila. Okay, what happened? Kasi only 30% made the decision, only 30% took action to go into property investing. Kaya yung 70% hanggang ngayon, nagre-renta pa rin. Okay? Now, we want you to be part of that 30% who are homeowners. In fact, we want you to have more than one home because yung iba, yung extrang properties nyo, you could actually rent it out to generate income for you. Okay? Now, moving forward, by the way, bakit nga ba yung 70% hindi nag-decide at hindi nag-take actions? Kasi nga, meron naman talagang concern. Going into property investment is not an easy decision. It's not like a snap of a finger, you would say yes or no, right? Kasi meron common investing concerns. And we are here to be able to answer all those concerns. And so finally, you would be able to make a decision and finally, you would be able to take action to go into property investing. Okay, number one concern is not knowing what to look for. Kasi ang dami mong options. You have lot only, you have house and lot. Ano ba bibiling ko talaga? And of course, you have condominium units. Okay, so medyo nalilito ka. Kasi even if you choose condominium units, ano bibiling ko? One studio ba? One bedroom ba? Two bedroom ba? Tsaka saan ko bibilin? Sa metro ba? Nearby province ba? And if sa metro na lang, saan? Sa Quezon City, sa Manila, sa Pasay? Ang daming options. And because of these options, talagang nawawala na yung kanilang wanting to decide and wanting to take action. And now we are here, we're going to discuss this because though there are so many options, we could actually find one that perfectly fits your objective or your goals. Okay? So we would discuss that later. Pag nag-separate na tayo into rooms, you could actually discuss that with your ASDs and BLOs. Another one is financial concern or financial stress. Kasi nga, pag sinabi mong property investing, invest ka sa property, ang unang tanong, magkano? At pag sinabi na kung magkano at nakarinig ng millions, ayan na, natataranta na, nai-stress na, hindi na makatulog sa gabi. That's what you call financial stress. But the good news is you don't really have to have that amount in order to go into property investing because we have payment options that would fit you perfectly. That would fit your financial standing perfectly. And we would be here to discuss that with you as well. So sabi ko nga, we would try to remove all these concerns so that finally you would be able to make a decision and finally you would be able to take action. Para kasama kayo dun sa 30% who would have their own home. Okay? And then clueless on where to begin. Nakapag-decide ka na, o sige, hindi ka na rin stress sa financial standing mo. Okay na ako. I'm ready to go investing. The question is, what next? Okay? We will show you later a very easy way to reserve a unit, to be able to own a unit. Very easy and very safe kasi completely contactless. Mamaya papakita ko sa inyo, it's going to be part of this presentation as well. Okay, what should you look into? Siyempre, sabi ko nga, hindi siya snap of a finger decision. So you have to make your due diligence or your studies. Number one is you have to check your financial stage. How much disposable income do you have? Sabi ko nga, you have to set aside or allocate money for your investment. So magkano ba talaga yung pera na pwede mong i-allot? And if you already determine that amount, ano yung perfect payment option para hindi naman stressful yung pagbabayad? In fact, we want you to have a happy paying moment. Hindi yung pagdating ng due date, nabibwisit kayo. Okay? Dapat pagdating ng due date, you would be happy kasi you're a month closer to your goal. Okay? And then are you going to list it out or flip the property? Objective, objective, objective. You have to know what's your objective in going into property investing. Kasi with that objective in mind, doon natin ipo-focus kung ano yung magandang properties for you. And then who will be your tenants if ever you want to list it out? Who would be your secondary market if you want to resell it? Consider na natin yan. Ano bang klaseng renting gusto mo? Day rentals or long term? Diba? Ano bang habol nating tenants? Students ba? Para medyo maayos pa? Or yung workers ba from the business districts? Right? And then for resale, kanino ko ibebenta yan if ever I choose to resell it later? To whom would I be selling it to? Sa kapwa ko ba nurse? To other Filipinos abroad ba? To foreigners ba? These are the things that we need to consider. And finally, will you go pre-selling property or ready for occupancy property? Because these are the two types of criteria, property criteria, and they both have their own advantages. Okay, with pre-selling, easy payment yan kasi medyo mahaba pa yung bayaran ng equity period. However, for ready for occupancy naman, kailangan natin ng cash dyan. But the good thing about ready for occupancy, you would be able to enjoy your discount if discount is available. Plus, magiging alay mo si time. Kasi magiging available na yung unit for you to have it rented out. Okay, so depende again sa iyong objective, ano yung objective mo, we would be able to choose whether RFO or ready for occupancy ang fit for you or pre-selling would be fit for you. We would be able to help you with that. Okay, so your investment roadmap, eto na. Paano nga ba simulan yan? Ano mga kailangan gawin? Number one, you have to have your research and analysis. Ano yung i-research mo? First and foremost, the industry. More specifically, the real estate industry. More specifically, the real estate industry in the Philippines. Kasi dito tayo mag-i-invest. Kamusta ba yung industriya ng Pilipinas ngayon? Kamusta dyan? Tumataas pa ba ang value ng mga properties? Maganda ba ang rental yields? We will discuss that later because we were able to do that research for you. And second is the developer. Kasi hard-earned money yan eh. Lumayo ka nga sa pamilya mo to be able to earn more money eh, di ba? Tapos ipapasok mo sa isang developer na hindi mo kayang pagkatiwalaan. Sayang naman. Baka in the future, instead na magkaroon ka ng investment generating income for you, lahat mawala na parang bula. Okay? So you have to choose the right developer. The developer that you could trust, the developer that you could lean on with your hard-earned money. Okay, and then financial preparation. Sinabi ko nga kanina, you don't really need to have that amount with you in order to go to property investment. You have to choose only the right payment option that's perfect for your financial standing. Hindi ka stressful at kayang-kaya mo siyang bayaran. In fact, when you go to the bank and pay your monthly amortization, nakangiti ka pa. Kasi malapit ka nang matapos sa pagbabayad. Okay? Finally, property selection. It is very important to have to determine the location. It's always location, location, location. Pero gusto kong magdagdag ng isa. Your objective or your goal. Kasi your objective would determine the location of your property. Let's say for example, you want to rent it out at ang gusto mong tenants are students, so your property should be near schools. Kung ang gusto mo naman na tenant are those working in the business areas, so you have to have a property near the CBDs. Okay? Kung gusto mo naman mga daily rentals, 'di ba? Kailangan malapit ka sa mga leisure areas. Yun yung mga pumupunta for a day or magre-rent for two or three nights, 'di ba? Yung mga staycation, pwede rin diyan. And of course, whether you're renting it out or flipping it in the future, kailangan convenience. It should be beside a mall whereby everything you need is within reach. Maganda nga, pagbaba mo ng elevator, ando na lahat ng kailangan mo. Okay? Now let me show you what we've come up with our research and analysis. First, the real estate market. This is a historical figure. Remember, when you go investment, para maging less yung risk, pag-aralan mo yung history. And this is the historical figure or historical study conducted in terms of property appreciation. Okay? We specifically look into 4 different locations, the MOA or Bay Area, Makati, Ortigas, and Quezon City. Okay, back in 2008, we launched our first project in the Bay Area at 85,000 per square meter. And in 2019, nag-launch na naman kami ng another project. Imagine that's only 11 years, ha? Nag-launch na naman kami ng another project and it's already at 288,000 per square meter. So nagkaroon ng capital appreciation of 203,000 per square meter in a period of 11 years. Meaning, annually, nag-a-appreciate ng value yung iyong property by 9%, which is a very good appreciation. Okay, in Makati, the same thing happened in 2010. 75,000 per square lang ang property sa Makati noon. And then in 2018, naging 290 na. That's 215,000 difference or 12% annual appreciation. In Ortigas, in 2010, very same thing, 62,000 pa lang sa Ortigas noon. And in 2019, 257,000 na per square. That's 195,000 difference or 11% annual appreciation. In Quezon City in 2008, we launched our first project at 56,000 per square meter. In 2019, we launched another at 248,000 na. Okay? That's 192,000 per square meter capital appreciation or an average of 9% appreciation annually. So, will this continue? Yes. Kasi property appreciation, tuloy-tuloy yan eh. parating pataas ng pataas ang value ng property, especially if your project is well maintained. And good thing is with SMDC, meron tayong professional property maintaining team. Okay? Now, if you want your ano naman to be rented out, ito naman yung kailangan mong tignan. In Bay Area, specifically C residences, ang rate per month doon is 45,000 per month. Isang unit mo, pwede mong parentahan ng 45,000 a month. And meron ding day rate kasi napaparenta na ang mga units ngayon ng parang hotel per day. Kasi nga, yung iba, usong-uso na ngayon yung staycation. Okay? You could actually rent it out at 3,000 per day. In Makati, yung Jazz Residences naman, it's at 35,000 a month or 2,500 per day. In Ortigas, it's 28,000 a month or 2,000 per day. And in Quezon City, it's 22,000 a month or 1,500 per day. What am I saying there? Yung rental rate per month is maganda as compared to yung maganda yung kita niya. So it's generating you income, generating you cash flow. If you go to other investment, it cannot really guarantee you cash flow. But with real estate investing, pwede ka magkaroon ng cash flow through rentals. And 45,000 a month is like a salary of an executive here. So para ka na ring natuloy, parang tuloy-tuloy yung trabaho mo, right? Just imagine if you have 2 units renting out, being rented out for 45, para kang tumatanggap ng 90,000 a month. Or i-consider natin yung day rate, 3,000 na lang or 2,000 na lang. If you're able to rent it out for 15 days, 30,000 din yun. Right? So maganda ang rental yield dito sa Philippines. Now, another historical figure is comparing the amount or the property prices here in Asia. Dito sa may left side natin, makikita natin in terms of property prices, napakababa ng Philippines. In fact, we're fourth sa lowest in terms of property pricing dito sa Southeast Asia. Kasi yung mga neighboring countries natin, masyadong malapit sa Philippines but they're offering it 4 times, 5 times more than we are offering our property. And the good thing is, pagdating naman sa rental yield, pangalawa tayo sa pinakamataas. What am I saying here? You'll be able to get a property here in the Philippines at a very low cost, but you would be able to rent it out at a very high yield. Kahit sino ang tanongin yung investment guru dyan, this is a very good investment. Kasi mababa mo nakuha yung investment, tsaka mataas mong pinagkakakitaan. Okay? Now, let's talk about the developer. Sabi ko rin, isa sa importanteng kailangan tignan is developer. Yung developer na yan ba maaasahan mo? Our developer or the company presenting to you right now is SMDC or SM Development Corporation. All right? But right now, yung conglomerate, the conglomerate is SMIC or SM Investment Corporation. And under SM Investment Corporation, we have different companies or we really entered into different industries. Okay? We have companies in the banking section, or we have the BDO and the China Bank. And these banks are one of the top banks here in the Philippines. We also have in retail, the SM Store and SM Markets. And yes, they have surpassed all the other retail stores here in the Philippines. And of course, in the property development, we have SMDC, SMX, supermalls, and hotels and convention centers. So what I'm saying here is SMIC or our conglomerate company is not just entering into different industries, they are actually dominating the industries they have entered into. And as a conglomerate, we are the first to breach 1 trillion market capitalization. Yes, other companies have already reached this, but we have, being the first to breach that, then we could be considered as the best company or the best conglomerate here in the Philippines. Okay, now group company ranking. Since we're talking about property investing, I want to show you the different developers we have here in the Philippines and how we perform as compared to them. Number one, we are always number one. SM Prime Holding, to which SM Development Corporation is under, is the number one in terms of property developers. with a market capitalization of $21.4 billion. dollars. And if you look at the different developers under SMPH, we have Ayala Land, Mega World. These are big names in the industry. They are giants in the industry as well. But if you sum up their capitalization, they would just reach to our capitalization. It's like saying our capitalization is composed of six giants in the industry. So I'm like saying SMPH is the giant among the giants in terms of property development. Of course, with Philippine conglomerates, we're still number one, SMIC at $21.9 billion. And falling second, far second, with 10 billion difference is, of course, Ayala Corporation. And then under them, yung nagkakalapit na sila. They're not really trailing back, but they trailed back from us being number one. All right? So maybe you're convinced already that SMDC is the right company to go to, or the right company to trust. You should be, because we are really dominating the industry. And why were we able to do that? Because SMDC is a very young company. We've only been in the industry for 14 years. The other companies that I have shown you, they've been there for 25, some even 50 years. Okay, that's because in just 14 years, we were able to launch 50 projects. In fact, as we speak, it's already 52. And in the next 11 months, we'll be launching again another 26 projects. So by the end of this 2021, this figure would be around 70 plus already. Okay, and we have delivered over 60,000 units, and we've sold over 165,000 units. That's more than 100,000 happy buyers or happy investors. Okay, they are so satisfied that they don't invest only in one unit. In fact, some of them even invested in more than 5 units. And all of these units that they have are being rented out. So they're already enjoying the benefit of what I'm talking about here, the passive income or the cash flow. Okay, and our commitment is these are another reasons why we always dominate the industry. Number one is we see to it that our project is in prime location. So what's important about being in prime location? When your development is in prime location, you could be assured of the property appreciation. Okay? And the rental rate would definitely be high. So it's very important for your project to be in a prime location. And if you look at the 52 projects that we have, all of them are in prime location because that's our commitment. Our projects would be located in a prime location. Mall integration. I mentioned a while ago that convenience is very, very important. That's why our projects is very near a mall. If there's a no, there if there happens to be no mall near the project, then SMDC would definitely develop one for you. Here's a picture of Light Residences in Boni, Mandaluyong. This is actually an actual picture of the mall on the first and second floor of the project. So all you need to do is from your unit, go down your elevator, and then you would be accessing the mall already. Okay, and it's a big mall. It's complete. You have grocery stores, you have drug stores, you even have a clinic here. Okay, and then grand lobby. Grand lobby. Why is it important to have grand lobby? Because this grand lobby, you're part owner of this, and you could actually entertain your visitors here. And more so, being stressed from the outside, being stressed from work, traffic, and all, the moment you enter into your project and be greeted by this grand lobby, all of your stresses just disappear. Okay, and you would feel more relaxed. Okay, so this is not just an ordinary lobby. This is more of a hotel type lobby. In fact, if you'll be able to visit some of our projects, you would be able to say that it's far better than some five-star hotel in the area. Okay, amenities. We don't just give you amenities, we hyper amenitize. In fact, we offer resort styled amenities. And that's the reason why those who wants to go to staycation a day or two, they choose SMDC to rent out a unit. Why? Because they feel like they're already in the resort. They don't really need to go to provinces, to nearby provinces to enjoy being in a resort, being in an SMDC project. They would actually be like in a resort. And of course, all of this would, as I mentioned a while ago, property appreciation depends so much on the property or the management of the project. That's why we have a very professional property management team. And if you'll be able, again, if you'll be able to visit one of our units, you will see how professional they are. And you will see how clean the project is. A 4-year project, it's like newly turned over because of its cleanliness, because of the everything functioning well, because they're well maintained. And this actually determines the appreciation of your property. That's the reason why SMDC Properties keeps on appreciating, because we have a professional property management team handling everything for you. Okay? And they would even handle your leasing business. When you are abroad and you don't really need to go home to the Philippines to be able to have your unit leased out, because all you need to do is enroll with them your unit, and they'll be doing everything from you, from marketing to negotiation to signing of contract, moving in of your client until moving out of your client. They'll be able to do all of that for you. All you need to do is wait for the rent to come into your bank account. Okay? So we have SMD leasing to do that for you. Okay, you may be thinking, with all of this great offering of SMDC, it might be costly. But the good news is, another of our commitment is, we have affordable payment plans. Just imagine, for 14,000 peso a month, you could actually have all of this commitment given to you by SMDC. So we do have affordable payment plan that would remove the financial stress that I've been talking about. Okay, let me show you a stretch payment plan. Excuse me. Let me show you a stretch payment plan of one of the property. Let's say, for example, the property value or the total amount payable is 5 million pesos. The down payment, the only thing you need to concern yourself of at this point is actually 25,000. Even if the down payment of 15% is worth 750,000, to be able to reserve that 5 million unit, you only need 25,000 right now. And that's the reservation fee. Okay, we will deduct that reservation fee from the 750,000 down payment required, and we would spread that over 48 months. And you only need to concern yourself with 15,000 peso a month to be able to get that 5 million peso property. So again, all you need to concern yourself right now at this very moment to be able to get that 5 million property is 25,000 pesos. And all you need to think about is monthly, if you would have that 15,000 available to put or to allocate to your investment for the next 48 months. Okay? And what about the balance of 85% or 4.250 million? Okay, you could actually leverage your the bank. You could actually have it loaned from a bank. Right now here in the Philippines, bank rate is at 6.5. This is actually very conservative. And let's say for a period of 15 years, you're going to loan it for a period of 15 years. So the monthly amortization for that is only 37,000. Okay, you may be surprised. Hey, we're talking about 15,000 just a while ago, and now you're talking about 37,000. But remember, at this point, you already have ownership of the unit. It has been turned over to you, meaning you could actually rent it out at this point. So let's say, for example, let's be conservative. I told you that you could actually rent out your unit for 45,000 a month, right? Let's be conservative. Let's say you're able to rent it out only for 30,000 a month. So the 37,000 monthly amortization, you just need to shell out 7,000 monthly, right? And since you're used to shelling out 15,000, you have an extra 8,000 at this point. So what do? You reinvest. You look for another investment. You look for another property to invest in. Okay? Because this investment is already paying for itself. And you can go to another investment. You have to have multiple source of income. Okay, maybe you are the type who wants to have your money available, so you just want to put it in the bank. Let me just show you. Let's say, for example, an amount of 725,000 spread over 4 years. So that's 181,000 a month. If you put it in a bank for 4 years and the interest rate is 1%, your total gains, if you put all your money in the bank, is only 18,311. I have nothing against banks. You should have money in the bank for you to be able to reach or to easily access your money. But please don't put all your money in the bank. Now, Model B on the right-hand side of the screen, you see a real estate investment. Same amount of money, same number of years, but look at this. From 4.2 million at the end of the fourth year, the value of your property is already at 5.128 million. That's a potential gain of 909,310. And the amount you put in is only 725,000. So if you compare bank and real estate investment, it's a no-brainer. You have to go to real estate investment. Yes, keep some money in the bank, but not all of them. Make sure you go to investing. Make sure you go to real estate investment as well. Okay, let me show some of the projects, some of the popular projects here in the Philippines, whereby investors are very much eyeing into. One is Mint Residences. It's located in Chino Roses, Makati, which is now considered as the gateway to the metro. Okay, this has been newly launched and with a reservation fee of 25,000 and a monthly investment of 13,000, you could actually own a unit in Mint Residences in Chino Roses, Makati. And if you have an address, a Makati address, then that's already a premium for you. Capital appreciation in Makati is still continuously rising, and rental yield in Makati is one of the best. Okay, I've shown you a while ago, Makati units could be rented out for 35,000 a month. Again, Gold Residences, again, another newly launched project right across the NAIA or the airport here in the Philippines. It's about 300 meters away from the airport. Perfect for rentals as well as for if you want to stay in it, then definitely, because this is a community project as well. Located in right across NAIA for a reservation fee of 25,000 and a monthly investment of 14,000. You could actually own a unit in Gold Residences. Okay? And then Sale Residences. This one is in MOA. This is considered as premium development because we offer here a bigger sized unit and the amenities are more grand as compared to other projects. Again, this is located in MOA. Typical for retirement for those who are working abroad and wish to have very relaxing on their retirement years, then this is good. Also good for rentals for executives of companies, foreign companies who have their branches here. Again, it's located in the Bay Area with the reservation fee of 25,000 and monthly investment of 22,000. Now, if you want a bigger cuts with lesser investment, we suggest Bloom Residences in Sucat, Parañaque. And this is very accessible as well from Bay Area because of the infrastructure of the Skyway being connected already from the south all the way to the Macapagal area. The travel time from Bloom Residences to the MOA or the Bay Area is only around 10 to 15 minutes or even 10 to 20 minutes for that matter. Okay? The Bloom Residences come in 2-bedroom units. So it's perfect for small families or even for, let's say, an executive who wants to have his own office inside this unit. So one bedroom could actually be his office. The other bedroom could be his bedroom. Okay? For, again, located in Sucat for a reservation fee of 15,000. Why 15,000 only? Because this is a mid-rise project. And an investment of 16,000, you could have a unit in a 2-bedroom unit in Bloom Residences in Sucat, Parañaque. Light 2 Residences. This is located in Boni, Mandaluyong, EDSA Boni. With the success of Light Residences, we have decided to create another project, which is Light 2 Residences. Just like Light Residences, it also has mall integration. In Light Residences, we have 2-level malls. In Light 2, we have 3-level malls, and these two projects is connected by a bridge. So it's like having 5-level mall when you go into Light Residences. Okay? And this is very much accessible because it is connected to the MRT station in Bonnie. Okay? Very good for renting out and also very good for retirement. Reservation of 25,000, monthly investment of 14,000, you could have a unit in Light 2 residences. So these are some of the projects that we are offering and we would like you to consider because most investors are also considering this. Okay, so don't just take our word that SMDC is the best. I want you to hear from the investors, happy investors. Okay, this is the testimony of Ma'am Jess and Miss Lenny, who is from Italy. They said that we are happy that we got to invest into several properties. We are renting these properties in Manila that even when we had a temporary stop the business during lockdown here in Italy, there's still rental income coming in. Okay, remember, in the pandemic, Italy has been very severely affected and they really have to lock down. In fact, if you see the pictures of Italy, then it's like a ghost town. But they were not affected because they're still receiving their rental income from the property investments they have here in the Philippines. In fact, they were even able to help other Filipinos suffering in Italy. Okay, in California, since we're talking right now to our North American audience here. We have somebody from California, Miss Arlene. She said, good thing I didn't believe people telling me not to invest in the Philippines but invest in the US instead. Yes, there is a tendency, right, that hey, why invest in the Philippines? You're already here in US. Invest here instead. And she said, right now I earned more than they did in my property in Manila, specifically MOA. So just imagine, those people who invested in the US are earning less than Miss Arlene who invested here in the Philippines. Because the Philippine real estate industry is continuously booming, it's continuously rising, and the rental yield here is continuously increasing. Okay? Now, these two example is for rental properties. We have an example for those who did flipping naman, si Mr. Pete of Singapore. Ang tagal ko ng OFW. I need to read this because this is verbatim. Ang tagal ko ng OFW, 10 years. For 10 years, I've been an OFW. Pero ngayon ko lang na-experience makahawak ng million ba yun. But this is the first time I experienced handling millions of pesos. Dahil sa SMDC, mura ko nabili yung unit ko, mahal kong nabenta. Because of SMDC, I was able to get my unit for a low cost and I was able to sell it at a high price. So with that, he earned actually, with flipping his property, he actually earned millions. Okay? So these are happy investors we have, and we want you to one day become one of these featured testimonies here in our presentation because we want you to have that decision to take action to go into property investing now. Okay, so how do you do it? You talk to us. You select your property and then you pay the reservation fee of either 25 or 15,000. How? Remotely, contactless, online, through BDO, Remitly if you're abroad, MasterCard or Visa, GCash if you're here, and World Remit. There's so many ways and it's completely contactless. Now, what about the different forms? We will send the forms. You need to sign and fill out to you via email. Fill it out, take picture of it, make sure it's readable and clear, send it back to us. And that will be it. Completely contactless, you would be able to have your unit here or you would be able to start your investment in SMDC. Okay? Now this would be my last slide. What can we do for you? I mentioned that we are here to be your consultant. We would be here to help you. So what can we really do for you? Now, number one, first and foremost, in our break room, let's discuss your situation so that we would be able to match your price range and provide you with the best fit. Remember, we need to know your goals. We need to know your financial standing so that we would be able to give you the option that would fit you best, fit your goals best, fit your financial standing best. Okay? Number two, we would turn your property into income generating property. I mentioned the moment it's turned over to you, we would point you to the right department whereby they would be able to help you with the listing business that you have. Or we would be able to help you personally to find tenants for you. Or we would be able to point you to the brokers who does this for their client. Okay? That way your property becomes income generating property. That way you would be receiving the benefit of having passive income. Assist you again in reinvesting and creating multiple investment, because time will come that you would be able to have positive cash flow already, and you would still be able to have, it's possible that you still have your active income. So it's again time to invest more, because you need to have multiple sources of income. Okay? And we would be able to assist you with that again. I'm telling you, we're going to journey with you. You will see us today during your reservation, journey with you until it's turned over, until it's generating income for you, and we will journey further until you make your next investment. And finally, we want to help you realize your ideal retirement life. We don't want you to be part of that 2% who are not comfortable during their retirement. I'm sorry, we don't want you to be part of that 98% who are not comfortable. We want you to be part of that 2% who's very comfortable during their retirement. Why? Because they are not stressed looking for money to pay the different expenses recurring every month. We want you to be financially independent. We want you to be prepared. Don't fail to prepare. Prepare now, make a decision, take action. So, with that being said, I would like to congratulate each and every one, all of you 57 participants who stayed and watched through the presentation. At this point, I'll be turning over the mic to Abine so that we would be put into different groups whereby you could discuss actually your investment and how you want um, your property investment to be. And there in that room, your ASDs and BLOs would be able to help you. Once again, congratulations and happy investing. This is Mon Reyes. It has been a privilege to share with you this knowledge.